So, everybody, welcome back. And yes, it is dark once more. And yes, another power outage. And so, crap. So, having said that, grab your coffee. And if you wanted to share with me, we'll add it. Links for that down below. And I'm going to try to see if I can go to the other side because I do not like this side that this much. This side is the back of my room, and this one is the front of my room. This one goes to the mountain, as in nature and my garden and all kinds of things, and the other one goes to, oh crap, the smell in here. Okay. Okay, it smells like I don't know, diesel with something else, but anyway. So that is going to be one of the things that, now the good news is that it's not that dark because my neighbor is with her generator on. Otherwise it would be as pitch black as that. I mean, I know that you can see kind of my hand, but that is extremely dark. You cannot see this area all over that area. That one is pitch black. If you were in there, I don't think you will be able to even see to the sides. I mean, seriously, it's just pitch black. So anyway, several things that you want to consider when you have a power outage, and it is about pets. So there are a lot of pets that have a nocturnal habit, so like cats and others. And so during a power outage, these animals will roam free and they will be very, very, very happy. And they might be scared of the new noises, but generally speaking, they will be very, very, very happy and they will be okay. However, there are others that are not used to being in the dark and they may be nervous. And also the smell of diesel and other things can actually hurt your pets a lot. And so, because remember, animals have higher senses than we humans do. And so they might be poisoned and they might have issues with this. I mean, for all I know, there are some dogs that have seizures. So try to imagine, a cat or a dog having allergies all of the sudden, because they also have allergies. And there is the probability that you might need to walk out with your pets outside, and if that happens, you want your pets to carry flashlights just like you do. The reason being, well, if I was walking my dog outside like that and he for some reason gets loose, I'm not going to be able to find it. And so there are flashlights for pets, especially dogs, and so you want to get at least a couple of them. And because sometimes walking with your dog and walking with your pet from one distance to another, it can take maybe 45 minutes, maybe 1 hour. And so walking 1 hour in the complete darkness with an animal that might be nervous because there are too many noises that are weird, as in they are not normal, and you being on edge because it's dark, and especially if you're a woman and things like this. And so you need to carry different flashlights. There is for you as a woman, I haven't tried them, but I will recommend the one that I have seen a lot of people use in certain movies and in certain areas of the United States, and that will be the running light. That means that you put it in your waist, and basically it allows you to run without having any kind of problems. And I think it lasts very long time. So, with that thing, you won't have problems with your hands. You won't have problems about that thing moving or shaking or whatever it is. So you want to get that one, especially if you're a woman, like I said. You have the flashlight that you can put in your head. That one is a classic. However, it might be uncomfortable, and at the same time, it might be an issue if you do not want to be seen. And if you do not want to be seen, I will recommend having the red lights. And there are a lot of flashlights that will have that one. The option of having white light or yellow light, and then the option of red light. And so, by the way, I'm still a little bit sick. Not that much, but still, as you can tell. See, there is a lot of people that will be walking. These people just came from, I don't know, they were buying something. And, yeah, my dog is a very guardian dog and very, very, very good at it. He always, every time that someone comes in near the main door, my dog will know. Sometimes he will bark at this secondary door. But now you will also hear a lot of pets, barking, dogs, and even cats fighting. And you might even heard other pets that are, new sounds for you. It's normal. So you gotta explain to the kids what kind of sounds they are. And if you have the possibility of training your dog with somebody who is a professional, I will recommend doing that. Because if you need your dog to be quiet, or your pet to be quiet, especially at night, then it's important that they can listen to you. And sometimes the best command is not the one that you can tell, but rather the one that you can sign, and the one that you can do with the belt. As in, you pull the belt 3 times and then the dog needs to sit down or something like this. So you gotta have the 3 choices. The choices of you signing the dog, and the dog sees you and then it shuts up, or you saying shut up, or you pulling the thing. There are 3 signs, and it's important that you can manage the 3 of them with your pets. Because, especially like I said, a lot of noises will scare other beings near you. Now, if you have issues with darkness, then you have to understand that a lot of animals will also have issues with darkness. And at this point, if your dog usually sleeps outside, you might need to bring them inside for once. And if you are going to do that, you better have a space in which the dog can sleep and it doesn't feel uncomfortable, or at least it's like you are thinking that the dog should be on the floor and then the dog is on the bed. And so you gotta figure out where can you put the dog to sleep, or the cat to sleep. And if you have people with you that they are allergic to animals, this might be an issue, because you can have the pet even though your kid is allergic to them, because the pet always are outside. But if it is dark and you know that it's dangerous and things like this, they are probably going to stay inside. And if they are going to stay inside and you don't have water and you don't have a lot of things to clean the house and things like this, then you might have an issue. And so it's going to be one of those things. So for example, a lot of people have the robots that will clean the house at a certain time and things like this. But now, if there is no power, then you don't have electricity to recharge the battery for that robot. And if you don't recharge them, then they won't do the job, and that means that you will be doing it. And if you don't know how to sweep, and you have more people getting inside your house, and you have more and more issues in terms of these making messes, or making things dirty, or the smelling things, or you having more people going to the bathroom because now nobody is at the school, nobody is leaving the house, and things like this. And this is going to create a problem, because you might be the only one who is sweeping the floor, and it's going to take a lot of time, especially if you have pets that are, leaving all kinds of hair behind them. And if you don't have power to vacuum, because obviously vacuum also will consume power, then you gotta do it by hand. And if you have to remove hair from sofas and things like this by hand, or by some sort of mean that it is not a vacuum thing, because you don't have power for that machine, then you gotta have a plan for that one. Also, like I have said before, there are advantages and disadvantages about being in a building versus being in a house. So my house is a corner. Every time that you're in a corner and it is dark, your house is going to be at this point I'm going to tell you, if it is daylight, you will be in an advantage, but if it is night and it's dark, then you're going to be in a complete disadvantage. And so you seriously need a plan for that one. If you are in an apartment, the good news is that you don't have to worry that much about break-ins and things like this. I mean, you still have to lock the windows, and you still have to make sure that everything is locked and all of those things, okay? I don't care if you live in a 13th floor, even if you live in a 100th floor or a 50th floor, there will be somebody who is crazy enough and capable enough to just jump into your house, into your apartment, even though that you are in the 50th floor. So, but the probability of that happening is just very, very, very tiny, especially when it is dark. The reason being, well, if you enter the apartment, how the hell are you going to get out without being noticed? And that is one of the things. You see, every single time that you are going to think about a place being safe or not, you gotta think about how hard it is to get out. Because anyone who is a thief, they will tell you right away that the first thing that the thief will do is try to think about how to get out, and with the merchandise and everything. Because you see, if somebody goes into your house and then your neighbors, they are all going to see them and things like this, it's going to be a problem. However, if no one sees you and nobody cares or whatever, then they're going to walk out and nobody cares, and so it's an easy target. However, getting out is part of the process of stealing things and part of the process of the break-ins, and that is why corners, houses like mine, are a problem when it is dark. Because mine will provide easy access to get out from either side. And so, it is for people who steal, they might be like, okay, I will rob the house next to mine, because that way they can go through mine to get out, because it's easier, because mine is a corner. And so it's a problem. And so there is not such a thing as a perfect place. It's just that each place will have advantages and disadvantages. Like I said, if you live in an apartment and you gotta carry water 50 floors up or 50 floors down, yeah, seriously? Yeah, so that's going to be one of the problems. But if you live in a house and you have to stay up all night long because it is pitch dark, and you can't even, you can't even tell if there is someone in the backyard of your freaking house, you're not sleeping. And not only you're not sleeping, but at the same time, it's going to become a major issue when it comes to letting everybody know in your neighborhood if something is going on. And so it's one of those topics, And so you gotta figure it out from the perspective of somebody who wants to harm you. And so there was a guy on the YouTube channel that he said he called his friend and he said, look, I want you to try to break into my house, and I want you to tell me how you're going to do it, or at least try it, and then Don't tell me when, and that way, I can figure out what my flaws are. Because you can think from the perspective of you protecting, but you're not thinking from the perspective of whoever is attacking. So those two perspectives are completely different. And the one that wins is the one that has more experience. And in this case, if you have never been in a situation that you are facing, what we call a regular Tuesday, as in shootings, people screaming, power outages, lack of water, and a lot of mess, no services, no this, no that, no communication, no this and no that, and you are stressed out because you don't know what to do and you don't know anything, then you are at a disadvantage. However, if you are Latin or you come from a place in which chaos rules, then you probably will be, kind of like, okay, this is a Tuesday, so it's easy. Of course you have to pick the windows. Of course you have to do this. Of course you have to do that one. Mostly because of experience. You can also call your insurance company, or believe it or not, check out with your... Oh, there is an animal over there. I can see them moving in the shadows. I think it's a fox. Maybe a wolf or a fox. I don't know. But it's a small animal. And like I said, this is one of those things. You can also call the insurance company to ask them what to do to help your situation for preparation in terms of earthquakes, fires, floods, and power outages. And the reason being, well, if something happens, your insurance company has to pay for it. So they don't want anything to happen. So if you can prevent falls, if you can prevent accidents, if you can prevent fires, if you can prevent everything, they will very, very, very gladly and happy be, the help that you need. And hell, for all I know, they will even give you an assessment of your own house and tell you, hey, this is like this and this and that. And that way, they won't have to pay for it if there is a problem, okay? And another thing that you want to consider when there is a power outage is the clothing that you're going to wear. There is a company that specializes in clothing that is made for traveling. Now, that type of clothing is the one that you want to get for when you are in a power outage. The reason being, okay, so you want to be as comfortable as possible. You want to be as safe as possible in terms of getting into a fire, because remember, if there is a fire in a plane or whatever and you are wearing something with plastic or polyester, then you're going to have major burns and major problems. And that is why one of the things that people will recommend you is wearing cotton and wearing things that are natural. And that way, they will not burn as easy as plastic clothing and other stuff. And also, plastic clothing might make your hormones unstable because of the smell and because of the touch that you have with your skin all the time with this plastic, which is altering your hormones, and that is not going to help you when it comes to anxiety and when it comes to a lot of things. And that I forgot the name of the company that will sell you this type of clothing, but they specialize in this type of clothing because they were asking I think that they asked over 10,000 people that used to travel all the time between countries, between states, between cities, and it was insanity level the amount of data that they collected from all of the things that people felt uncomfortable, all of the things that people were saying because of safety, all of the people, because if it is dark, do you honest to God want to be wearing something that has a lot of laces on it, and then it's going to take forever to put on or put out, like your shoes or stuff like this? And so this company will say, hey, this is the type of shoes that you're supposed to be wearing. This is the type of sock, because that way you will not be that sweaty. This is the type of accessories that will be able to help you out to travel, because that way you can put all the documentation with you and you won't lose it. So this is the type of pockets that you're supposed to carry. These are the type of zippers. This is the type of Velcro. This is whatever it is, and you know, they have like hundreds of designs. And I think that you know, checking out that company will help you out to understand better clothing for when you have a power outage. Because when you have a power outage, you don't want to be putting out, you know, a lot of effort and a lot of time to try to put on your shoes or take out your shoes. You also don't want to be uncomfortable, and you also need to be able to say, okay, I'm leaving my house in 2 minutes because it is dark. And here's the deal: if it is dark and you need to go out, yeah, you better do it fast, because you know, later it's going to get darker and darker and darker, and it's going to get worse. And you know, it's one of those things. So my father used to tell me all the time that if I was to drive my car after 11 p.m. to travel, then no, that was a big no. He said, oh hell no, you gotta stop and either sleep on the sidewalk, as in find a parking lot in a place that you can leave the car and go and stay in a place. Because if you are with your car and you get stranded between 11 p.m., which is very, very, very dark, midnight, up until 3:30 or maybe even 4 in the morning, then it is pitch black. Now, if it is pitch black and you are scared, you are stranded, and on top of that, you are, you know, waiting for 6 hours for help, what do you think is going to happen? See what I mean? So no. So you want to leave in 2 minutes, and you want to, you know, because the longer that you wait for the travel or the go out to be done, the more probability that you will be stuck as stranded outside when there are the darkest hours, which is usually, you know, in my country, is usually between 10:30 p.m. and 3:30 in the morning. So those 4 hours is like a big, huge no. If you are outside, for all I know, serious to God, you know, if you are in Venezuela, so very, very, very likely the earth will open and it will swallow you, and then the zombies are going to eat you. And I am not joking. And then you will have bandits that will come to try to get the gold from the zombies, and you're going to get into the crossfire. So serious to God, you do not want to be like that. You want to get out. If you want to, you know, if it is 10:30 and you need to be there at 11, then you gotta move now. You don't wait until it is, you know, near 11 or whatever it is. So, like I said, be aware of the pets. Be aware of anyone in your group having flashlights. Be aware of having a plan for the kids about what the hell to do with them when there is no freaking internet. I have mentioned this one before. Kids without the internet, they will very likely lose it. If they lose it and it is dark, yeah, that is a very horrible combination, especially if your kid gets the idea of trying something funny, or at least they think is funny, like, you know, suicide or something like this, because a lot of people, you know, do all these kind of things, especially when it is near full moon, and especially when it is dark. And so now I asked one time someone, I think and I know it was an elderly, someone who was an elder, if they believe in werewolf before, and that's why people say that the worst things happen when there was a full moon or whatever. And it turns out that this elder told me that it was because the parasites in your body, as in all of the parasites in your body, will reproduce and will try to make everything, work within your body. As in, they will eat everything from you and they will drive you entirely crazy when it is moonlight. And so, and by the way, this is like a thing. It's because it's when you have the most contact with the fluids within your body, because the fluids within your body will react with the moonlight. And that is, because if it is pitch black, very likely you're sleeping and you're not doing anything. But if it is moonlight and you need to do something, and that it is in the dark, or even going outside just to watch the stars or something like this, you are moving, but it is dark. There is no sunlight, but you are moving. So basically your fluids within your body are moving. And so your parasites basically are trying to take over your body. And that is why, you don't want to trust the moonlight, he said. And I was looking at him like, right. But then it turns out that he was right, because, by the way, I have read it in another, somebody wrote it in a journal or something like this, that the parasites in your body will react to fluids, moonlight, cycles, and a lot of other stuff. And that is part of the things about having a power outage. I mean, you wouldn't even notice, I swear, you wouldn't even notice, if there wasn't a power outage, you wouldn't even notice whether there is moonlight or not. But one of those things about the power outages is that you learn about cycles of the night. You will see whether or not there is pollution in your body, because you will be able to tell if you cannot see the stars. And you will also be able to tell a lot of things, like how many insects can you hear, and how many insects are they bothering you at night and during the day, and a lot of other stuff that, basically power outages will connect you to nature. And it's going to be a rude awakening, because nature is, I'm not going to say nature is horrible, because it's not, but serious to God, it is going to take a toll on you, and it will refresh you, because between air conditioning and fresh wind from the night in your window, I mean fresh breeze. I don't mean like a hurricane, and I don't mean something like a horrible thing, of the amount of wind that you get in certain things, but a small tiny breeze like right now, it just feels refreshing, despite the fact that it smells like diesel and the sounds of the generators are annoying. But despite the fact that the generator is running, I can hear the insects, and I can see the cats roaming in the park, and there are a lot of things that are good about all of this situation. Also, when there are power outages, people will knock on your door, so you will know your neighbors. If you didn't know them before, this is one of those times in which you will know them, because they will knock on your door and ask you stuff like, do you know where the power is going to come back in? Or do you have any food? Or do you have anything that I can do with you? Or blah, 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 and tips. Another problem that you will face is, what the hell are you going to do about trash? Because if there is a power outage that lasts days in your area, then there might be issues about the trash collection services. And if you live in a building, then all of the trash will be collected very likely in a particular area near the parking lot. And when that happens, you want to keep kids away from that area, because kids will go into that trash thing looking for a toy, or looking for something shiny, or looking for whatever. And kids, trash, people throwing cans that are like that is a horrible idea. If your pets also smell the food from the cans that people will be throwing out, I'm going to tell you right now that pets will have severe injuries in their eyes, in their mouth, and their tongues, and they will look disfigured and all kinds of things because they will be cut by the freaking cans because people do not wash them. When there are huge campaigns. I mean, they have been forever, since I don't know since when, but there have been hundreds, if not thousands, of campaigns in my country about the fact that because trash services take time to do their job, then pets will linger around the trash, and pets will try to eat from the trash. And when they do, they will tear down the bags, and at the same time they will try to taste things inside the can. And as you can tell, cans are dangerous because you can get a cut, and for all I know, you can even get, God knows what are you going to get from a can that nobody washed before. So the campaign goes kind of like, just put a little bit of water on it so that it doesn't smell that much, and at least it won't attract animals, especially cats. And so it's one of those things that you learn a lot because of the power outages. Also, because of the power outages, you will know who has certain types of resources and who doesn't. And you will also learn a bunch of things that are important. Now, it's important that if you want to help out other people, you ask them what do they need, because a lot of people will have food but they don't have water, or they have food and water but they don't have charcoal and things for making the barbecues outside so that they can cook, or they don't know how to cook inside because they are used to having all of the electrical equipment to cook. And so, they might need charcoal, the barbecue thing, the grilling thing, whatever it is. And, because you will also have lackings. I mean, seriously, you will have things that you are like, oh my God, I forgot to buy the matches. Oh my God, I forgot to buy the lighters. Oh my God, I forgot to buy this or to get this or to get that. And so, and in case that you're wondering, how you can help me out, well, like I said, in all of my videos, you will see that there is a link for a buy me a coffee thing. And also you can send me an Amazon gift card. Every time that I get an Amazon gift card, I can get some of the things that I need, and I can also trade it for a little bit of money in here and things like this. And when people use the buy me a coffee page, then I get that money less a little bit of the services and the commissions, but it's up to you how you want to help me, if you want to do that. So anyway, hope this was helpful. See you again soon.